Right, welcome to round 3 with Obosh Delver. I won the die roll. Let's reveal that we have an Obosh. Alright. And we have a keep. Shine a bit more light. Right, volcanic hydrant and a channel. Let's go. See what we're up against today. Ooh, stumpy. Right, that wasteland's gonna look good. So the risk here, I think, is Fury. But I don't think I should play around that in game 1. I think I can expect next turn to have these be big, but in the meantime... Alright, they didn't Fury me yet. Let's start on a ponder. Maybe we can find another wasteland. I'll throw the ponder in my graveyard. I don't... That does get me a basic. Yeah, I'll leave that on top for now. See what else we find. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna draw one of these. Notably, I'm gonna draw the Misty so I can get the island, but still have the best fetches in my deck. So, no. And I'm gonna gut shot here. Just to see if we can get these things into the air. It's a good card, I don't need it. And that gets them into the air, so that was nice. I think that was definitely worth the throwing away gut shot. There's 5 additional points of damage here. 4 additional points of damage. Just putting up the pressure, and this makes us not as vulnerable to Fury. So. And now with the borrower in the Regent in hand, I think they're gonna need something good. Alright. They did not have something good. Well, they probably had a lot of good cards, but not the mana to cast it. Alright, definitely want the Hydroblast. I always think Obosh is fine, because it's only 1 blue mana, and it can get into combat with their goblins. And Festivities, I think, is better than Gutshot. It's a sorcery for the channelers, but it also clears away goblin tokens if we need to. I probably don't want either Gutshot or End in my deck necessarily, but let's see. So we showed them our island, which is a bit awkward, so they might get rid of a part of their Blood Moon plan at least. And the Meltdown is probably better than something like a Lightning Bolt, or better than the Pyroblast, I mean. Is there something we want to cut for the Caracas? I don't think so. I think this is fine. Just getting 2 gut shots in the Pyroblast here. Gonna reveal an Obosh again. If this were a basic island, the hand would be a lot better, I think. But I'm gonna keep this. I mean, the Brazen Borrower can get us out of a pickle. We have some decent threats. Lightning Bolt in the Wasteland. So we could easily get run over. We don't have any forces. But I don't think it's worth mulliganing this. Alright, opponent, what do you have for us? Shit, let's go. Alright, so I really want to start getting these channelers into play. I also want to get islands into play, but also really want to wasteland them. There's a good chance they just have a sol land. I'm just gonna cast a tree drop off of this. It's pretty bad for me, like in either case, since they always get a creature out of it. I'm just gonna start out on the wasteland, hope to draw a force before they gonna deploy their good cards. Just gotta hope. Alright. Let's hope it's not a shadow, since that I think is the worst for me. I mean, any other card they have is just going to slow me down because I have to interact with it first and they get ahead of my curve. And it's not going to be pretty in either way. They're going to have a good think about how their curve is going to look. Bone crusher, right? Yeah, that's going to work. So no matter what, I don't think there's a creature they can play that makes me want to kill it instead of Roadmaster. Maybe the 4-3 or 4-2 haste. Yeah, I should probably have waited until the end of their main phase. No, I'm just gonna start falling behind. Which was always going to be the case with this draw against Daze, but I need to get these 2-3 trees to get into this game, I think. Nee, Jason. Jason? Nee. Is goed. But I also really want to be able to double spell, and I have to get on board. I have to try and contest their creatures. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna for sure play the Delver. Oh, not with a mountain. And I think I'm gonna play the Ragavan, which means that they might need to keep a creature back, which is going to help me with getting on board. I'm probably just going to trade the Delver for anything, because I need to get these into 3/3s. So they can eat some goblins next turn or trade with a Rebel Master and go from there. I'll snap block the Ragavan on the Rebel Master if it gets to that. Probably won't. It's a good chance these just get blown up. Alright, Spirit Guide. There's a Fury then. Yeah, that'll work. So it turns out they were light on red sources probably. But the Chromox really helped them out. So these are 3/3s now, which means they can block one of these. Then I take 3, 6, 9 damage. I have to double spell. Yeah, no, too late. Alright, they were too fast. I had all 1-drops, but they were still too fast for me. Yeah, I don't think I want to change anything. Just need to get ahead of them instead of falling behind. Thinking about the wasteland play, maybe that was just a mistake. They just have hands where they don't have many red sources. Like, them keeping a hand that doesn't do anything on turn 1 basically implies that they have a bunch of 3 drops. If they lead on a tapped red source, I just have to assume that they have a soul land in hand. And by taking them off of red, basically they're only out to do something on turn 2, except for the shadows that they could have also cast on turn 1, is to have the Chromox. They did have it this time, but yeah. I don't know, it's close. Would you like to play first? Yes. Would you like to review Obosh? Yes. Would you like to keep this? Yes. Not perfect, but fine. Hope they Chromox into a chalice. Then we have a game where we're ahead. We're gonna have a game anyway, but then we have a game where we're ahead, which is like the best games. No. If we can't convert the meltdown and they're just gonna start jamming Rebel Masters, we have to force that. That's gonna be rough. It's gonna be interesting what we do if they lead on a Chromox. Oh, we're not gonna counter it anyway. No. It's annoying if they get Chromox into Soul Land into a Rebel Master, which we have to force. But yeah. Definitely not going to counter it. Definitely when they go to 5 cards. Now I just want to counter their payoffs. I'm just going to ponder here. Use my mana and get the basic in there. This is interesting. I don't necessarily want to force a will, but it's a nice safety thing. And then we have a wasteland if they seem to have weak mana. And the mountain, the houses get to Obosh. It's not great, but I like the wasteland. And the blue card we can pitch. No, it's not good enough. Right, that helps us with making decisions around their creatures. Yeah. They're thinking about something. Are they thinking about Chromoxing? No. I kinda want to keep the meltdown in my hand to get more value off of it, but I know I shouldn't. I'm just gonna get the volcanic. I'll just counter that with a ponder. Since if I draw a blue card, I can cast a Regent and a force up. I think that's good enough. Since I'm getting rid of the ponder, maybe I shouldn't have done it, but the problem with not countering there is that I'm not guaranteed to cast a Regent on this turn, and now I am. So that's why I wanted to counter, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean is 6, 6. Let's see how far we can get this. I hope we can live for a bit. Them using the ancient tomb was very painful then. So. Spirit Guide, red. Gone. Yeah. I think I have to counter this. It's not great, but if they have another answer, then I'm basically out of resources. But now they have to have another answer, and I like that. Ooh. Yeah, that's great. So I think what I want to do is, I kind of want to have the Delver in my hand. Not play Delver here. So I'm gonna hit them for 6 to 8. Then if I activate this, the 2 bolts killed them. But I only have 1 red mana. So I'm gonna do it like this. I think getting the Delver into play here is better. But I really want to be able to use my mana, I think. Netjes. Gewoon lekker blijven liggen. Now before any shenanigans happen, let's see if we can kill them. We can! Alright, got there. They had a very painful ancient tomb and couldn't cast too much of it. And we got ahead of them this time. So, catch you folks for the next round.